2 of this series right here in Baltimore. But still to come today, it'll be Joey Hamilton and the Padres, Todd Stottlemyre and the Cardinals. That'll be starting in just a few minutes, and you'll be able to see it beginning from the first pitch on ESPN2. We'll bring you the rest of this ball game on ESPN, and then
expected to play until Saturday. Willie McGee has made 45 career starts. This is number 46 in the postseason, and he's just committed 2 errors. McGee said, you know what, it's just another ball game. I've been here so often, and I'm just out here to do my job.
Well, Willie McGee got a thunderous ovation before the game, as did Ozzie Smith, who was not starting. Temperature 80 degrees over in St. Louis. Certainly late spring and not October the 1st. Here is no stranger to postseason Rickey Henderson to lead off against Todd Stottlemyre. And here we go. We're underway in the National League, so glad you could join us. The team as a whole that hasn't been in the postseason lately, but the individuals certainly have been there as Henderson skies it. Gary Gaetti, one of those fellows we're talking about, veteran postseason play, makes the play, and there is one. It'll be interesting to see how the younger Padres react. Appearance is shy to qualify for the batting title, but they gave him an 0 for 4, and he wins the title, and immediately he's 1 for 1 in this game. Into the corner, Brian Jordan will come up with it. Tony Gwynn with a 1-out double.
Now the Padres are well aware that Stottlemyre, man of the hour for the Padres.
Well, this is Ken Caminiti. 40 home runs, 130 RBIs, hit a .326. He led the National League in homers and RBIs after the All-Star break. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Stottlemyre. There are 2 down.
Pitch. Great hitters like Caminiti love to see this hanger, but that one may have been a little bit up for it. Stottlemyre threw it hard enough, but he didn't get much break on it. You see it's up around the letters and just kind of stayed up.
Joyner such a big part in the Padres' success. Ground ball that Alicea grabs, and Todd Stottlemyre and the Cardinals wriggle free. There are a pair aboard, but Caminiti and Joyner.
First inning, if he can keep his emotions in check and get through this first inning, he should have a very good game. 33 starts during the regular season, 15-9. The thing about Joey Hamilton is they call his stuff electric. 19 home runs, but he has really been able to curtail a home run in his last.
Down the right field was off in front of Tony Gwynn, so Royce Clayton is aboard. And it's certainly a civic treasure. And speaking of which, Willie McGee isn't that far behind Ozzie Smith in the civic treasure category, Buck.
Well, Willie McGee is taking over in center field today, and you can see a very appreciative Cardinal crowd here recognizing McGee as he steps into the box.
McGee won the MVP in 1985. Remember in 1982 when he was a rookie, Game 3 against the Brewers in the World. He's been with the Braves, the young Braves, arrived really in the way the Padres. Oh! Wow, that one just didn't break, didn't move, moved right into Gant's back. So each
Saturday, and he is on the roster, but not quite ready yet.
Ripped up the middle, base hit for Jordan. Gant will stop at second base as Finley, as usual, charges the ball quickly. But now, as the Padres did in the first, the Cardinals.
This swing, the ball is in on him a bit. He fights it off and drives it up the middle. Pretty good 2-strike approach. Ronnie Gant is going into second.
Has done the damage. 5 home runs against the Padres this year. And every guy in the hits this one to right center field. Back goes Finley. Back he goes. Gone! The G-Man has done it again. 6 home runs now for Gary Gaetti against the Padres this season. He just sits on fastballs or waits for a breaking ball that doesn't break. Whatever it is, he's in the zone. The Padres feared him, and for good reason.
It looked like another breaking ball, maybe a changeup. It looked like a changeup that he reached for on the outer half of the plate. You can see that he thinks he's got a chance all the way down to the first base bag. And then when he sees it go over the wall, the Cardinals have an early 3-run lead.
A little looper behind shortstop that Gomez snares, so John may be retired. But with the Padres could not come through, Gaetti comes through. 3-run home run inning when 2 were down. And Buck, it was a ball that we weren't sure would carry all the way out of the park. It at least looked like a double, but Finley gave it a run, couldn't come up with it, and Gaetti has done it to the Padres again.
Now, this is what the Cardinals wanted to do here in their home opener, is jump out on front against a very tough pitcher, Jones, and it must have been inspiring for Hamilton to see Caminiti's act.
Stottlemyre has his number there. Yeah, I think. And Ozzie Smith, who has seen it all here in St. Louis, and Ray Lankford, who would love to be out there playing center field, Buck, but he's going to have to wait.
Well, he tore his rotator cuff here on Friday night, making a diving catch in center field, and they waited until the last possible moment today to include him on the active roster, so he should be able to play by Saturday. 21 home runs and 86 ribbies. He scored 100 runs. That leads
for lots of reasons as Royce Clayton begins. Oh, and Jody Reed makes a snaring grab without him. Lost 7.5 games in the standings, so nobody has to say how valuable he was. Uh-oh, now Gant, remember, was plunked in the first inning by Hamilton, and
watch Ronnie Gant after this pitch. Up and in, he has to duck out of the way, and then he turns and looks at Hamilton as if to say, man, what is this all about? Hamilton talking to himself right now, and that got Tony La Russa's attention. And La Russa and Stottlemyre are paying real close attention here.
Gant rips it past the diving Caminetti. Base hit with 2 outs for Ronnie Gant, who's now been aboard both times.
Now that's the best way to send your message. Ron Gant got an inside fastball and turns on it and hits it through the left side of the infield by Caminetti. That's a strobing effect.
Here goes the base runner. Johnson's throw. Not in time. Ron Gant has stolen second base.
And Brian Johnson throwing out just 18% of the runners trying to steal against him this year. Jump at first base. Not a great jump. He looks at home, sees there's going to be a play. The head first slide and the tag. Very aggressive player here. He grabs onto second base and then holds on.
Jordan, a little looper to center field. Finley makes the catch. It's the daily great catch by Steve Finley, certainly saving a run. Kept them to within 3 runs. Oh, he went around.
Well, Steve Finley trying, but he goes too far. Stottlemyre gets a strikeout on a high fastball.
I didn't want to bring that up. I'm sorry. Joyner to center field. Willie McGee is there. Willie's made 3 putouts in center field. Caminetti back to first base.
And that caused the problem.
Oh, breaking ball is in there, says Jim Quick. Brian well, excuse me, check swing hopper that Clayton looks very smooth on, makes the play, and there's 2 outs. 61 wins for the Stottlemyres. They passed Dizzy and Steve Rainbow Trout this year, 258. So a pair of strikeouts. Check that. This one is an alley shot. And Steve Finley. Alisea to second base. He's thinking about 3, but Finley with the throw into Gomez, and Alisea will hold for a double.
And that had something to do with why he ended up here with the Cardinals. You see, he's got an eye on that ball. Adding the momentum into that series against the Indians. They got him hung up.
Caminetti. Whoa. Oh, he's dropped the ball. Alisea is now safe at third base.
And the Padres look like they're a little bit tight right now. Alisea got hung up. He can't find the handle. Alisea gets in a rundown right there. If he continued to third, he may have been safe initially. Now watch Caminetti. Very sure-handed. Boom, the ball comes out. But Gomez still has a chance to throw to third and get him. But he can't come up with the play.
So isn't it amazing that you strike? See here, I wrote that down on my flight about 3 o'clock in the morning. And Ricky has just sent it. Gone.
That's the same pitch that he popped up last time and just missed it. And with each at bat, you can see what it's done to the Padres dugout. It's loosened them up a bit. But Ricky Henderson has been here before, and he knows what it takes to get a team going. Put Ricky up on center stage, and he'll do something to get your attention. And Tony La Russa knows that better than anybody. Take a look at this swing. He had this pitch last time up and popped it up. This time he doesn't miss it. Think he knows it's gone? He's done that before.
Postseason, didn't he? Think we can jump on his back? He said, well, they've jumped on your back all year. He said, yeah, but how about somebody else?
Let's take a look at the swing by Ricky Henderson on that home run off Todd Stottlemyre. He made contact, looks away, does his little dance, and prepares for the trip around the bases. This is the reaction in the dugout, and you can see all of a sudden everything is okay. Ricky's got us going again.
Ricky has lost that number. That's home run number 5 for him in the postseason. And now a little word from Dave Duncan to Todd Stottlemyre. Oh, gets him on a buster inside. 2 out here in the 6th.
Another good sinking fastball away. Look at the movement on this pitch. Down and away. Caminiti's out on that front foot. He took something off. May have been
St. Louis. Gets him down and away. Gomez goes fishing and the runners are stranded. The Padres draw some blood, but not enough.
Play with a slicing line drive off the bat of the left-handed hitter Livingstone.
Here's a slicer that McGee is there for in left center field. Livingstone gave it a ride, but it hung up there too long, and maybe there the wind didn't do the Padres any favor. Even applause by the Cardinal faithful. And a nice gesture here by Todd.
Well, he acknowledges the applause from the crowd by waving his glove. A job well done for Todd Stottlemyre. He pitched his club into the 7th inning. Now he's on the bench watching as Rick Honeycutt works. 6 2/3, 5 hits.
Honeycutt, and I don't want to say that he's been in the majors a long time, Buck. I mean, he's 42 years of age, but he was involved in a trade with Willie Horton and Mario Mendoza. All right, so now you know.
Turn me over and make up a pitch.
Oh, he skies Tony Gwynn. Out is Clayton. In is Gant. Ooh, Clayton battled the sun and made the catch. So Tony Gwynn strands a pair. Honeycutt does the job. Standing ovation.
Games fly by, so he knows the importance of game 1.
Rip past the diving Joyner down the line, and it hits the part of the stands that juts out. So Gwynn will have to scamper to get him. And Luis Alicea.
He's in 6 for 10 last year. And here he gets a couple of hits. His second double in 3 trips. This ball out of the grasp of Wally Joyner. And he's swinging. He is in here because the first batter of next inning is Steve Finley, and Finley is 0 for 6 against Honeycutt. They're throwing him breaking balls. You see how he gets out on that front foot.
That looks like me with an L wedge. Oh, Caminiti is struck out for the 3rd time this afternoon. What a good job by Rick Honeycutt.
Honeycutt working in his 6th, 8th division championship. No concern whatsoever. He got ahead with 2 great sinking fastballs and then throws a slider down and in and gets the strikeout. A 3.
Eckersley on to face the pinch hitter Greg Vaughn. They substitute one 40-year-old pitcher for another. Eckersley will be 42 on Thursday. And the postseason, a guy that for the first 10 years of his career was a starter. There goes Finley again. Vaughn skies this one in the infield, so Finley will have to hustle back. Clayton calls off Gaetti, makes the catch, 2 down. You're the only one that still does. Strike 3. Gomez is gone. Padres are gone in the 8th. Everybody on their feet here in St. Louis. 3 heading to the bottom of the 8th at Busch Stadium. 3-1 Cardinals. Well, you hear that?
Ricky Henderson again is drawing the attention of the fans here in St. Louis.
Here's the Ricky.
And he's playing him, isn't he? put that behind him.
Here goes Gant. The throw, not in time. So Gant is second stolen base of the afternoon.
Ron Gant guesses with Willie Blair, gets a decent jump. Quick look to the plate. Fastball down and away. And once again, that throw from Johnson is high and late. Gant has his second stolen base.
Ronnie Gant now with 13 stolen bases in postseason play. Going to keep their hopes alive. Grounder in the hole, base hit. Clutch hit for Chris Gwynn, and now it brings some power to the plate in the person of Ricky Henderson. Ripped up the middle, base hit. Gwynn will make the turn and hold up as McGee charges quickly. So now the Padres have 2 on here.
It's to Henderson and throws him a pitch on the inner half of the plate and up. Ricky takes it right back up the middle, and it took.
Top of the ninth, 3-1 Cards. Ripped. Oh! Eckersley makes the play. He'll be 42 on Thursday, and he still has the agility and the reflexes to snare a sure base hit that's going to make the game 3-2 and bring Steve Finley up. My goodness.
You can see Eckersley knows that that was a tough one. But the Cardinals are ahead 1-0 here in this 5-game series. They got a great start from Stottlemyre. They got a key hit from Gaetti. And in the 9th inning, Dennis Eckersley picks up his 12th postseason save. He snares it off the bat of Gwynn. He knows he's got the save in his hand, and then he pumps to first base and pumps that right arm.
Round 1 to the Cardinals, who beat the Padres 3-1. Tony Gwynn and the Never Say Die Pods will be back on Thursday afternoon to try their luck again. But Eckersley came and pitched an inning and 2/3. We had home runs. We had pitchers duel. Good start to the National League playoffs.
Now, both starters had a good ball game. Joey Hamilton got touched up in the first inning, but after that, he settled in. I think we got a great series ahead of us.
Yes, we do, and we'll be going to Los Angeles for Game 1 of the Braves-Dodgers tomorrow, the second half of our double dip. Final score again.
The postseason shined on Ozzie and the Cardinals for the first time in a decade. There was a charged atmosphere at Busch Stadium in Game 1 of the divisional series, and the Cardinals responded by striking early against San Diego. With 2 on in the first, Gaetti was the hitter.
Fly ball, right center, back at the track at the wall, Finley. He can't get it. Home run! Home run! 3-0 Cardinals in the first.
Gary's home run took pressure off Cardinals starter Todd Stottlemyre, who struck out 7 in 6 2/3. The Cardinals held a 2-run lead with 2 outs in the 9th when Tony Gwynn faced Eck.
Swing up the middle. Eckersley has it. Out at first. That's a winner.
The emotion of a 3-1 win in Game 1 had the Redbirds riding high.
I think emotion had a lot to do with it because I think it's bringing our team closer together. I think that's exactly what we needed, is to have that feeling of getting excited and bringing us close together.
Record crowd is gathering on a cool, crisp autumn day in St. Louis. It's the pressure of October baseball. Gary Gaetti's 3-run first-inning homer put the Cardinals ahead in Game 1. But Ricky Henderson's solo homer and outstanding defense kept the Padres close. Still ahead 3-1. Tony La Russa looked to future Hall of Fame closer Dennis Eckersley to wrap it up. But then in the 9th, he faced another future Hall of Famer, and Ricky won that battle. Now the stage was set for 7-time batting champ Tony Gwynn. This time Eckersley and the Cardinals got the victory. Now, Bruce Bochy's Padres have had a full day to reflect upon a frustrating, disappointing loss in Game 1 and a must-win in Game 2 when all eyes will be upon them. October afternoon in St. Louis. Game 2 of the National League Division Series coming up. The Padres and the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis, an 18-game winner, Joe.
And I think one of the reasons, John, is because he started using both sides of the plate. He started changing speeds more, the changeup and the slow curve, and he throws a fastball and a slider. There you can see his control very, very good as far as winning Gold Gloves is concerned, but Ozzie Smith always adds a little excitement to a ball game.
And down he goes. Strike 3 call, and Ricky did not like the call.
Using both sides of the plate. Well, strike 2 is on the outside corner. Strike 3 is on the inside corner. And that's what you do if you're Andy. Well, that's it. Andy Bennis got off to a slow start, and 1-7 is very slow. Earned run average over 5. Then he came back his next 26 starts. He went 17-3, and he became the first 18-game winner here. He thinks it's strike 3, but it is not.
That is strike 3. A great start for Andy Bennis.
With the first few pitches, you know, maybe overthrowing a little bit. He has to relax. The first playoff game is always a little nerve-wracking. I mean, you can ask him to do is, even though he's not throwing strikes, is to ease up. He still has to throw the ball. Don't start aiming it.
To a terrible start, 1-7. He told us how he turned it around.
I maybe put a little bit too much pressure on myself, and I was maybe trying a little bit too hard. But when you're 1-7, it's not going to get much worse. And my cousin in San Diego called me and said, you got to rent the Rocky video. I know you've seen it. Rocky was down and out. You know, he was a champ, but he was down and out. But he fought back and he won the title.
So the Rocky video, a key to improve performance. To start driving in the runs again. Well, he's down on 3 pitches, Joe.
Well, it's hard to swing as hard as he's swinging.
And another strikeout. He has struck out 4 of the 5 Padres he's faced.
Well, I think one of the...
At Busch Stadium today, first ball swinging Gomez. There's Ozzie covering a lot of ground, and he got him.
At the beginning of the season, they were worried to make the play. Now watch this. This is deep in the hole. Straightens up. And watch the extension. That's what he does best. He extends across the diamond. Good throw. And he retires Gomez.
Still a pleasure
to be able to play, you know, play often.
That's Mabry in front of Alicea. Bennis with a putout. Andy Bennis has retired 9 in a row. Had a pretty good ball club. 2 men on, 1 man out. Up the middle, and Willie McGee gets the first hit of the game. Finley's throw home. 1-0 St. Louis. Pitcher.
Well, here's the pitch. It's up, and Willie just rips it into center field. It may have been a slider, but it was up. Finley charged it well, but Alicea runs well. Got a good jump because it was 2 outs. There were 2 outs, and they let the ball go all the way through, and Alicea slides home with the first run. I think the tough thing here is if you are the
1 run already in. And that will be handled by the slick fielding Joyner. And he just does get Jordan. Sanders never got over there. So the Cardinals get just in baseball. Baseball tonight at midnight. Ricky Henderson is down on strikes.
Also, and Tony Gwynn, one of the better hitters in baseball. You know he's going to hit it hard several times during the day. This one, he just gets it a little too high for his own good, because Jordan, watch, he almost overruns it. I mean,
but he really developed this year in particular. There's a fastball, strike 3 call. Andy Bennis has been perfect. He's got a 1-0 lead and 6 strikeouts in 4.
Top of his game, he has 6 strikeouts. He started right off in the first inning. He got Ricky Henderson looking. He got Steve Finley, and he follows that up in the second inning. Gets Ken Caminetti and Wally Joyner. That's 4. And then in the 4th inning, he gets Ricky again, and he also gets Steve Finley. The other at-bats that he's had in this series. Now watch, I mean, this is a pretty big swing for Ken. He had, look at that, I mean, he had shortened his swing a lot, and that was one of the reasons he was successful.
There's a high drive into deep right center field. Jordan is all the way back. It's tied up. Ken Caminetti has given the Padres the jolt they needed. It is 1-1. He is the first man to even reach base against Bennis today. That's what they got from Caminetti all year, and that's what they needed in this series.
And you said it gives the Padres a jolt. It gives him a jolt, too, because the long here, which surprised me, this is a high fastball. But you can see here it's a much shorter swing, beat Bennis in their last regular season meeting.
And the high hard one. And Joyner could not lay off. He has struck out twice. Back, Joe. A happy conclusion, unlike the way it works in baseball. Is strike 3 to Flaherty.
And you can see that Flaherty knew it was strike 3. That ball is supposed to be a slider, one of those backup sliders. Did not break nearly as much as it. One of the reasons that we do have this problem is that we do not have a
base hit for Andy Bennis in a game where there had been only 2 hits total. Here in the 5th inning, Andy, they hammered out a deal.
I think that's what needs to happen here.
Down the left field line by Ozzie. Base hit. Ricky Henderson in that sun field did not get a good break on the ball. Bennis to second base. 2 men on with 1 man out, and Willie McGee coming up.
Well, luckily for the Padres, Ricky, they're playing Ozzie down the line. But this is Ozzie Smith. He just kind of lays the bat on the ball, hits a little. In the past, they would say you try to do anything you can in this situation except throw him a strike.
Their leads. 2-2 the count. Finley going way back. Over his head. Bennis scores. Ozzie scores. Here comes McGee. And they all score. A double for Gant. 4-1 St. Louis.
This is Ron Gant at his best, though, John. With how short this swing is right there. Look, he just kind of guides. It looked like he guides it to center field. But he's so
next, but Chris Gwynn has come out. And that's all for Jody Reed. 9 strikeouts for Andy Bennis.
The guy to get the base hit right now that they need.
And he gets it.
Yeah.
Into left center field. Chris Gwynn comes around third. Ricky's going to challenge McGee, and that will get another run home. Ricky's heading home. Bennis throws. 2 runs scored. Tony Gwynn will hold at second base. And just like that, it is 4-3. All of a sudden, the Cardinals.
Ricky kind of he toys with McGee. Now what? When Ricky comes around second base on this play, he's really not running full speed. McGee looks up and thinks he has a chance, and then he just lets it go. But Ricky was not running full speed. He was kind of trying to bait Willie McGee into throwing to third base. He did so, and he got the errant throw from Willie, and he from Caminetti.
And Alisea throws him out. But the Padres are right.
So
that is a base hit for Pagnazzi. Looks like some pretty good hitting right there.
This pitch is down and away, as John said. Good hitting. See how he stayed on the ball. A lot of times when the ball goes down.
It was 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN NHL Hockey. Brett Hull, by the way, is here today. And Brett with looks like one of the next generation of Hull superstars.
And Brett's just like the ball players of today. He's got the Nazi was giving it away.
Look out, that's ball 4. Well, that was huge. I mean, Ricky Henderson didn't care how he did it. He just wanted to get on base. With nobody out. Livingstone at second, Henderson at first. And the bunt. Honeycutt got Gwynn to pop out to end the 7th inning here on Tuesday. This time Bochy plays it very conservatively and has the league's leading hitter drop down a bunt.
Well, now all they really need is a ground ball.
Right now, the issue at hand is John and Joe at Busch Stadium, guys.
Hi, Gary. And transmission on the top of the problem. Steve Finley hit a ground ball to the first baseman. And the tying run scored on that play. Livingstone came in to score from third base. Henry to fourth. And here's how they got the tying run. Well,
Good job by Finley. You have to make sure you put the ball in play because you're taking a leading hitter, Tony Gwynn, and had him give himself up.
Tied the game on a ground ball. There's the 1-0 pitch, breaking ball to Joyner, tops it up in the air. Ozzie Smith gets the third out, and the Cardinals would come to bat in their half of the eighth with a brand new game. It's 4-all, and we will take you back. Hopefully we'll have our problems corrected, but
3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. Well, we saw the stats there.
Who is a starter normally, so they're using him in the bullpen in case he has to come in and get one left-handed hitter out.
1 for 3. Way outside. Flaherty did not even realize he had lost it. Now the runners have advanced.
Well, Flaherty's strike. I was a little surprised that he threw him a breaking ball when his
off the glove. Only one play to be made. The Cardinals are ahead 5-4. Back at Hoffman, he got the glove on it, but not the squeeze on it. 5-4 Cardinals.
Well, that's also where the speed really helps you because infield was in, they had no shot at him. This ball's hit right back at Trevor Hoffman, off his glove, and you see Jody Reed no play but first base. I mean, Jordan's out if he catches it because he was going on contact and it was a line drive. He was going to be double.
There you go with it in the 9th spot, actually the 8th. First ball swinging, Flaherty with a pop-up. And the Wizard. One away. Ozzie wrapped it up. One out, nobody on here. And now 2 men are gone. Gomez down on strikes.
Well, it's a little slider toward the outside corner, and he gets it right on the outside corner. Gomez swings and misses.
Everybody on their feet here at Busch Stadium. 56,752. This should do it. Gary Gaetti. The Cardinals are ahead. 2 games to none. Heading for San Diego. And Tony Gwynn can only hope that history will repeat itself. In '84, they lost 2 at Wrigley Field, went home to San Diego, and won 3 in a row against the Cubs. If it's going to happen again, that's the way it will have to happen. Dennis Eckersley has saved each of the first 2 wins. And now the Cardinals and Padres head west.
Well, it's not.
There was also much to get excited about in Game 2 when Andy Bennett struck out 9 Padres in 7 innings.
I started off really well. That's probably the best 5 innings that I've thrown all year. With the exception of 1 pitch, I was pretty much pinpoint with anything I threw up there. So that was a type of game that maybe you don't have very often, and it was nice to have it in a playoff game.
In the bottom of the 8th, with the score tied at 4, the Cardinals had 2 runners in scoring position. The batter, Tom Pagnozzi.
Swing and a line drive off his glove. Jordan scores as Paggs is out at first. It's 5-4. The Redbirds on top.
It proved to be the gamer.
2 games in St. Louis. 2 taut October ball games. 2 games that maybe could have gone either way. But they both went to the Cardinals. Now the Padres and their 7-time batting champion have to do what their predecessors of a dozen years ago accomplished. Only Tony Gwynn remains from the 1984 team that came home from Chicago down 0-2 and somehow won 3 straight in the LCS. Another future Hall of Famer makes his final appearance this weekend in the city where his career began. But Ozzie Smith and the Cardinals hope their stay here is brief. With a win tonight, they can say goodbye to San Diego and hello to the LCS.
The St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Diego Padres.
78 reason is their edge in postseason experience. Take a look. Several of these guys played together in the World Series for the Cardinals in the 80s. Throw in their manager, Tony La Russa. 5 LCS appearances plus 3 World Series with the Oakland A's. Bruce Bochy seeing his first postseason experience as the manager of the Padres. More than half of the postseason games for the Padre roster belong to Ricky Henderson. They have many veterans.
7-2 lifetime. He's really dominated San Diego, Bob. This year in 4 games, he's beaten them twice, losing only once. His only loss came on a Ken Caminiti home run that beat him by a score of
the opening day starter for the Padres. But as Bob Uecker told you, shoulder difficulties have put him on the DL 3 different times. He'll probably need off-season surgery. There's a little bit of haze above, and of course shadows at this time of the afternoon creeping out over the infield. Hits this one hard, and it skips over the glove of Caminiti. A Gold Glove quality third baseman who generally would make that play.
Now watch this pitch. Let's see how quickly Caminiti moves. See, he doesn't move right away, and the only thing he can do is try to short hop it, come up with it, but that's a tough play.
Did you see Gant get on top of that ball, Joe, and really...
And a ball hit toward the gap in right center field. It splits Finley and Gwynn. Finley cuts it off. Clayton scores. Gant is stopped at third, and Jordan is content with a long single and a quick 1-0 St. Louis lead.
Right center. Here it is again. Pitch down low and away. He went right with it.
But there's cause for concern. Down 0-2 and then trailing game 3 1-0. And despite what Bochy told you about Monday, he can't be thinking about that now. And Valenzuela gets up just first.
I boo with the fans.
Gaetti pops one wide of first into foul ground. Sinfracco over there stumbling a bit, makes the catch, tagging and sprinting for home is Gant, and he's gone. I say it's a good play. He made Sinfracco make a difficult throw. He made Johnson make the tough tag. Padres made the play. Diego, watch the play by Sinfracco. A fine catch. He wheels and makes a good throw to the plate. Actually, it bounces twice, but it's accurate. Now Johnson with the tag as Gant dives in. And you will see on this angle that he doesn't have the ball. And Gant's hand gets in there. Hallion missed the call. Gant was safe.
He was safe by a mile. A heck of a play by Gant. He had a heck of a chance to make it. He should have been called safe. Good play by Sinfracco, but he was safe. That's a big play here in the opening inning. Here it is again. Now Ron Gant with a head-first slide, reaching for home plate. He's got the plate, and the ball was dropped and bobbled. He was in there.
And the 2-2. A rarity, a Gwynn strikeout.
I would have to think that the shadows are bothering him a little bit, Bob. Hamper you in trying to pick up the spin, especially on the breaking ball, because that's the type of pitch that he usually hits the other way. You can see this is a breaking ball down and away. That's the kind of pitch that Gwynn goes the other way with.
It can be, when he's sharp, a devastating combination. And he fans Caminiti. One thing, Joe, when a guy has a good curveball.
Well, the real problem that Caminiti has here is this pitch is up and out of the strike zone, but he has to wait a little longer because of the good breaking ball, so the fastball gets right on him and gets right by him. So, and I think he wants to take a bite out of the bat.
Average hitter.
Right.
He did a decent job this year in Milwaukee average-wise, but his power numbers were really up. And I really am. I'm surprised, too, that he's not in the lineup. I mean, you know, he can...
A check swing high hopper. The runner comes to the plate. Osborne pegs it home, but not in time. And Osborne couldn't get it there in time.
There it is again, the throw from Osborne.
And here's the 2-2 pitch. Line to left. Coming on and diving is Gant, and he can't get it. It goes past him as a run scores. Runners at second and third, another run home, 2-1 San Diego.
It looked like it went over his glove. There it is, the hit by Reed. Now Gant's coming on. He's wide open. This ball looked like it went right over his glove. It did. That ball went right over his glove. I don't know how he missed that ball, but he did. Here it is again. That ball went over his glove, Joe. I thought he was zeroed in.
Well, he must have lost it someplace. At least let's give him the benefit of a doubt, because he should have caught that ball. When that ball got to him, it was still. Take a look at that. It's the breaking ball. It's a curveball. He hits the top of it to stay alive.
But Osborne gets the strikeout he needs.
Somebody's sitting in between them right now.
And this one is whistled through the box by Clayton for a one-out single. Bottom half of the inning. In the air to right and deep. Jordan retreating to the fence, looking up. It's out of here.
Pull it. Watch him. He just goes out there and drives it that way. Where right-handers get in trouble is when it
team's number one.
Right.
Mabry whacks one right through the middle, and he's got a two-out single. The blur coming back at him.
See, he stays right there. He's in good fielding position. You see a lot of pitchers falling. But what happens a lot of
play. The runners break, and the ball is hit toward the hole and through. The hit and run works perfectly, and the Padres go up 4-1.
He grabbed it right on the line. I thought he was going to let this ball go. I really did. It's bunted rather sharply. A good bunt by Ashby. And Gaetti right on the line. Picks this ball up. It's right on the chalk. Look at that. That ball might have even been in foul territory when he...
And with the infield in, the 1-2 pitch. Got him. Huge strikeout for Osborne. And a bemused reaction from Ricky, at least it appeared.
You can't let him have the entire field to work with.
And he's called out on strikes. So he keeps the Cardinals in the game, Osborne does, even though the runs, all earned, 7 hits, didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 5.
You know, Tony doesn't want to take any chances, so he tried to get by today's ball game without using him, but here he is being used in the 5th inning.
It comes up nicely for Jody Reed. Easy play, 2 out. Joe, that normally he would have fielded.
Well, what you'll find here, watch, he catches this ball too late. He does not reach out to get it. Watch, see, he tries to catch the ball back under him. You have to reach it.
Creep closer. Sounded good off the bat. Finley sprinting back. Finley to the track. The ball fading away from him. And he makes the catch as he crashes into the barrier. Retiring Willie McGee to end the 5th.
Well, he gets a great jump on this ball because McGee hit it awfully hard. But he got a great jump on it. The ball is curving away from him right there. As you can see, he had to Honeycutt and Eckersley on that staff.
Sinfracco goes down. First strikeout for Petkaisic. And this ball is blasted to left center field, and the Cardinals just got to run back. The moment it left the bat, you knew it was bound for the seats way out beyond that 370 mark.
Well, you cannot make any mistakes, especially up and over the plate to Ron Gant. You can pitch him up and in and get the ball over. See where it is. Up and over the plate. And, I mean, he puts a charge into it. And Ron Gant is very strong. When he hits it, he knows that that one's going through.
Jordan whacks one over Reed. And he follows the homer with a single. And now they begin to stir down the left field line in the Padres.
Talked about Ricky Henderson knowing this ball was out of here. Watch Ashby. Making sure nobody got hurt.
And there goes Jordan breaking for second. He has a huge jump. Johnson might not even have thrown had he handled the ball as it 2-0 pitch hit hard and by the diving Sinfracco. The Cardinals are within 1. Down into the bullpen it goes. And Mabry sprints around second base and heads for third. There was no call that it should be just a double, and apparently he'll be allowed to remain at third with the triple.
Well, the ball is alive down in the bullpen. You have to go in and dig it out. Tony Gwynn goes to dig it out, but by the base. Takes this low fastball and whistles it past the diving Sinfracco at first base. Now watch the ball go down into the corner. Smash and it goes right down into the corner. Now here's Tony Gwynn. He goes over to chase it. He knows that he has to dig it out, and it's in the bullpen, but he knows he has to go in there and get it, and he goes in, but by the time he gets it back.
And this game is tied as Pagnazzi serves one into right. Trotting home from third is Mabry. The Cardinals have plated 3 in the 6th to even the issue at 4. Gant led off with a homer. Jordan
offering from Worrell. Watch this. Nice piece of hitting. Low outside breaking ball.
Langford sends this one through the middle for a leadoff hit. Now this is going to bring up Clayton, and remember Petkaizik, the pitch going on the 3-1 pitch. A called strike, the throw through. No, it's ball 4. Ball 4. The call didn't come quickly. There you see his figures as a pinch hitter. The 1-1 pitch is bunted, and it's a good bunt, and they pick it up too late, and everybody's safe.
Excellent. I mean, this ball is right down the line. Look, he deadens it right down the line. I mean, that's almost a perfect bunt in this situation.
And for a second, you see Johnson hoping it would roll foul, but that wasn't going to happen. Hit to short. Scooped up by Gomez. Goes to Reed for 1 and on to first. It's a double play, but the Cardinals get the go-ahead run. Joyner lifts one into left center field. Langford calls and makes the catch.
Just on the first 2, comes right back with a spinner, and Henderson takes it for a strike.
On to the 7th. And this ball is smacked down the right field line into the corner and foul. Not by much.
Breaking ball, he doesn't bail out. Look at that breaking ball right there, man, and he would love to have that pitch again. He says, I hit 30 home runs this year. I bet you 20 of them were off pitches like that. But he pulls this one foul.
Got him. Honeycutt went down and away. Finley couldn't catch up. Roller to the left side. Caminiti in front of Gomez. High throw. Joyner off the bag. Gaetti safe. A horrible night at third base for Ken Caminiti.
He may have injured himself when he hits the bag. Let's take a look here. Comes up lame right there. Yeah.
Welcome back to San Diego with the pitching change and Fernando Valenzuela. Gary Gaetti came out. They taped his right ankle. He cannot continue. He's been replaced by Miguel Mejia running at first base. Bob?
And Fernando Valenzuela's first offering bunted beautifully by John Mabry, and the pinch runner Mejia winds up at second. Nicely done by John Mabry.
The entire at bat for Alicea, and he finally gets a good jump, but it's a fly ball to right field, so he has to return to second base.
The runner behind him, Pagnazzi, the catcher, was not moving.
Well, that was pretty smart, because I think
he was 5-1 in 8 playoff starts with the Dodgers in the 80s.
Here's that last pitch going away. You might as well make up your mind that you're...
And here it comes from Veras. Caminiti to his left, stumbles, gets up and throws, and got him. Almost another disaster for Caminiti. Joe, watch how Caminiti plays this ball, backing up as the pitch comes to Clayton. And he stumbles just a little bit, it looks like, but then he purposely slides to his knees, trying to set the stage for Eckersley. And here's one hit in the air to dead center. Back goes Langford, back to the fence. This game is tied. of an MVP season, and maybe that's why he's the MVP.
That's the book on him. Up and in, down and away.
Oh, he might have gotten away with one there. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. Brian Johnson, a liner into left toward the gap. Does it get between them? It does. His third hit of the night. Extra bases. In with a one-out double. Matthews 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Gomez leaves in disgust. A liner to right. Jordan on the run and a dive to preserve the tie. I would say that this is a pretty good ball game. We go to the ninth. It's tied as we go to the ninth, and here's why.
Well, we talked about the speed of the Cardinals outfielders, and Brian Jordan shows you that speed. When that ball was first hit, there was a big gap in right center field, and he just closed the gap very quickly and preserved the lead, the tie.
Plenty of pitcher is Trevor Hoffman. The new catcher is John Flaherty. 2-1 pitch to Ozzie. A liner to left. Coming on is Henderson, though, playing shallow, and he makes the catch. Hit it squarely, but Henderson had him played in the right spot.
Playing shallow, as you said, Bob, and this ball really hit hard. Looked like Henderson may have lost at moments.
The payoff pitch, and Gant is aboard with one out. Fossas has been throwing, and now Eckersley is up. One out, one on. The runner goes on the 3-2 pitch, and here's a drive to left. Ricky Henderson back all the way to the fence. It's carrying, and it's gone. Although Bochy is impassive on the bench, that was a dagger through the heart. Brian Jordan on the threat. It wasn't a certainty, but it kept on carrying.
I think Brian Jordan knew it was gone right away. This is a fastball, but he worked his way into that position because he had went to 3-2. He throws Jordan. It may not have been a fastball. That may have been a little breaking ball or a little cut fastball, but it wasn't a good
ladder cutter, as you said, Joe. Right. Here's Ricky back to the wall. Makes a desperation attempt, but that one's out of here. Big two-run homer.
Well, like Caminetti before him, Caminetti made a play to end the inning. Then he hit a home run. Jordan does the same thing to end.
Now it's Mabry. 2 for 3, a single, a triple, plus a sacrifice, and there's his third hit of the night as he lines it over the leaping Joyner. Gwynn gets it back in.
Got in tight on him a little bit. He hit it down around the end, just above the trademark. Didn't sound all that good. Humpback liner over the head of Wally Joyner. And now Pagnazzi sends one toward the middle, and that creeps through for a base hit. His second of the night.
I don't know how I got around on that swing. As bad as my neck is feeling right now, they're working on him, and he probably will be able to return, but he's in quite a bit of pain.
Thanks, Bob? Jim. And an interesting choice of words because... And Joyner lifts one into center field. Langford says, I'll take it. 2 outs from Atlanta.
He cannot hit a 2-run homer.
This ball is smacked to the left. The tying run does come to the plate, and if they can put one more man aboard, Caminetti will get another crack at it.
Henderson lines it to left. Tying run to the plate now.
Homers for the year in the course of batting .353. A liner caught by Clayton. Can Henderson get back? He cannot. But just a minute. Alicea dropped the ball coming across second base.
Bruce Fleming had called him out.
He had called him out. And you could perhaps make the case that Alicea had it long enough, but not in the judgment of Fleming. Watch this. This could have ended the game. Henderson scrambling back, and Alicea drops it.
He never had control of it. They had him. Throw was there. Alicea was there, and he dropped the ball.
You're right. He never had it. From Caminetti to the on-deck circle. Finley to the plate. He's 0 for 4. Hits it to center. Langford is there. And the Cardinals have swept the division series. And they're headed to Atlanta for the LCS on Wednesday. But still, this boisterous crowd in San Diego rises, partly out of respect to the Cardinals, but largely to salute their team, which had a terrific season, winning the National League West, and which battled the Cardinals here tonight. They had a 4-1 lead for a while. Cardinals come back and eventually win it 7-5. Tonight's Chevrolet player of the game is Brian Jordan. No disagreement there, right, guys?
Oh, you got it. Brian Jordan.
The game-winning homer, 2 singles to go with it, a stolen base.
It was time for a little celebration. A celebration well earned for a team that baffled all the experts, except for the ones wearing Cardinal uniforms.
This is Dimitri Young, rookie phenom. Dimitri, tell me how that champagne tastes for the first time. Come up here and kind of backdooring a penny here. Well, it tastes real good, but it's even better when I get to do something like this. Yeah! How you, Roy?
In dire straits as the best-of-5 series moved back to San Diego for Game 3. Things appeared bleak at the end of 5 as the Cardinals trailed 4-1. Then in the 6th, Andy Ashby delivered to Ron Gant.
Swinging a long home run. That digs into the lead. Way back into left center off the bat of Gant. And makes it 4-2 and gives a little life to the Redbirds.
The Cards scored twice more in the 6th to tie it, then took a 5-4 lead in the 7th. But in the 8th, Ken Caminetti launched a home run to make it 5-5. Then with the Padres' go-ahead run on second, T.J. Matthews pitched to Jody Reed.
Swing and a line drive into right. Jordan does! It makes a sensational catch. What a play by Brian Jordan.
When the ball was hit, I knew that Brian was going to catch the ball because he's been doing it all year long. A lot of times when the ball's hit, I can tell if he's going to catch it or not, and most of the time he does. And that one definitely, I was already running to the dugout when that ball was hit.
Then in the 9th, Jordan the batter.
Jordan waits. He could deliver a telling blow. Swinging a long one to the left. Might leave the park. It's at the track, at the wall. Home run for Jordan. He's done it all year, and he did it again.
What a comeback for the Cardinals. Now with a 7-5 lead, they turn the ball over to Dennis Eckersley. He faced Steve Finley with 2 outs in the 9th.
Line drive to center. There's Langford. Atlanta, here we come. That's a winner for the Cardinals, 7-5. The Redbirds are winners, and we're going to Georgia.